The famously lucky elder who was lost at sea had a good chuckle at his boy. The waves crashed against their small vessel as the elder's heart swelled with mirth. "You thought me lost, did you not?" he chuckled, watching his son's face transform from shock to joy. The boy tried to balance himself on the rocking deck, stumbling forward to embrace his father. "How did you safely return?" the boy whispered through tears. "Ah, my boy, the treaty with the sea herself kept me safe." The elder chuckled mysteriously, his eyes twinkling. "When the last great wave crashed over my little boat, I thought myself done for. But the warmth of your mother's memory gave me strength to swim until dawn." The boy gazed at his father in wonder, hardly daring to believe this miracle. The boy's image of his father had shifted, transformed from that of a mere fisherman to something mythical, a man who could shape the very seas to his will. "Did you see anything down there, father? In the depths?" the boy asked, his voice trembling with anticipation. "Only bubbles and shadows, my son," the elder replied with a knowing smile, "though sometimes, in the middle of that endless night, I thought I glimpsed ancient things stirring below." The boy shivered, suddenly grateful for the solid deck beneath his feet. The boy noticed the staff his father now carried, an oddly twisted piece of driftwood that seemed to gradually emit a faint blue glow in the darkness. "In that space between life and death," his father whispered, "the sea bestowed upon me more than just my life. The sea does not aim to relieve us of our burdens, my boy." The elder spoke with quiet intensity, his soft voice carrying over the waves. The old wood pulsed with an inner light that seemed to respond to his words, casting strange shadows across their small vessel. "The sea may have spared us, but we cannot linger here," the elder declared solemnly, using his staff to trace a shimmering trail across the dark waters. From the depth below, something massive and stable shifted, as if awakening from an ancient slumber. The darkness beneath their vessel seemed to rub against the hull like some great beast seeking approval, its ancient form barely visible in the depths. "We must make for shore before the old ones fully wake," the elder whispered, his weathered hand gripping the glowing staff tighter. The boy could bet his life that the inherent magic of the sea was now fully awakened, as all manner of luminescent creatures were drawn to his father's glowing staff. "Late, too late," his father muttered. "We've stayed far too long in their domain." The water churned as ancient forms from the deep past began their ascent, forcing the small vessel to rock violently. "Hold fast to the landing, my boy!" the elder cried out as massive tentacles, their false luminescence masking deadly intent, breached the surface all around them. With a faint blue glow, the elder's staff parted the tentacles like curtains, ridding their path of the ancient horrors. "The sea may have spared me once," the old man declared, "but we must earn our escape this night." Through the rough waves, the elder used his staff to render a path of calm water before them. "The sea may offer guidance," he shouted over the roar of the churning liquid around them, "but we must prove ourselves worthy of its mercy. The specific path that lies before us," the elder's voice boomed across the waves, "will bind us to a fate greater than ourselves." Through the rush of wind and spray, ancient runes began to materialize in the water around their vessel, glowing with an otherworldly blue light that matched his father's staff. "The medium between our world and theirs grows thin," Elder Maris warned as the runes began to slide and weaken, forming a box of shimmering light around their small craft. The subsequent crash of waves against this mystical barrier sent sprays of glowing water across the deck, each droplet containing fragments of ancient memories. "Your dreams hold power, Finn!" Elder Maris shouted above the chaos, recognizing the opportunity to harness his son's raw magical potential. "Place your hands upon the staff and let your mind bridge the gap between our worlds. Your untainted spirit may be the key to strengthening these failing runes." With trembling hands, Finn grasped the glowing staff, feeling ancient power threaten to overwhelm his senses as the giant leviathan circled below. "Focus on the beauty of the sea, my son," Elder Maris urged gently. "Let its wisdom flow through you as naturally as the tide. We must descend into the depths until we reach the ancient society," Elder Maris declared as the staff's power began to accept Finn's influence, creating a sphere of protection around them. "The old ones have waited centuries for one with your gift to return," he added, watching his son's growing mastery with pride. The talented boy struggled to focus as they began their descent, his father's steady hands helping him mount the ethereal energies flowing through the staff. "Let the power feed your spirit," Elder Maris instructed softly, "for only then can we pierce the veil between their world and ours. Originally, the sea was meant to create guardians from those who were pure of heart," Elder Maris explained as they descended deeper into the ethereal waters, the ancient colony of sea dwellers now visible below them in all its phosphorescent glory. "Your generation shall restore what was lost," Elder Maris proclaimed solemnly as they drifted past the complete ruins of an ancient underwater temple, its wisdom carved into walls of living coral. Finn trembled as ghostly forms emerged from hidden passages, their bodies radiating with otherworldly light as they gathered to witness the arrival of the chosen ones. The jury of ancient ones leveled their crystalline spears, the projectiles humming with otherworldly energy as they cut through the water. "Why?" Elder Maris exclaimed. His son did not hesitate to thrust the staff forward, raw power exploding outward in a sphere of protective light. The ancient weapons disintegrated against Finn's barrier, reduced to shimmering dust that painted an ethereal portrait of destruction in the deep. Finn let out a primal scream as the raw power overtook him, his consciousness expanding to encompass the entire underwater city. The jury of elders scattered as pure energy erupted from every pore of his being. "Go, father!" he managed to cry out before the magic consumed him completely, reducing the ancient metropolis to rubble with a thunderous implosion. The defensive barrier shattered like glass as the marine temple collapsed around them, Elder Maris's anguished cry echoing through the depths. "My son, what have you done?" he whispered, watching helplessly as Finn's body became one with the ancient magic, his sacrifice creating a new pact with the sea itself. Through his lifetime of studying the ancient ways, Elder Maris could only survey the devastation in silent horror, as his son's sacrifice had conveyed their isolated world into a new age of maritime magic.